This little dog was carrying half a severed human finger through the streets of the city and found a police car.
Посмотри на него. Как будто хочет нам что-то сказать.
The puppy led the police car to a remote residence. When the police crashed through the door, they saw an unbelievable sight. Jesus! There were dozens of dogs in cages and a boy in rags. He was the owner of the severed finger, and the captors were his father and brother. It turns out this is an extremely twisted family. The father is violent by nature and fights dogs for a living. In order to make the dogs more ferocious during the fight, he would deliberately starve them to provoke them. The oldest son was just like him, but the youngest was different, because all the love and tenderness he knew came from the dogs. So he always fed them secretly, and every time he did, he got a beating from his father. Once he was caught again by his brother while feeding the dogs. The elder brother turned his head and complained to his father at the dinner table, full of malice.
Это неправда.
Нет, правда. Вот тебе крест, чтоб я сдох.
Seeing his youngest son so disobedient, the father's anger built up in his chest. Are you loving dogs, huh? Yes, please. Not at the table. Well, there you love your dogs more than your own family. I do. The furious father threw him into the dog cage without saying a word. This is your family now. And the weak mother just hid behind the door in silence. Soon after, Mom brought him many cans of food and hid secretly. Then she apologized to him through the cage and abandoned him forever. The boy has lived with dogs ever since. He accidentally found a small hole in the storage room in the corner of the kennel. Inside were many magazines that his mom had hidden away. This little treasure became his school. He lived like this in the dog kennel for 3 years, with only a single thin blanket on snowy days. But he was content. That spring, a litter of puppies was born. He was taking care of them when his brother discovered the secret. Ha 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 ha. I see them. Look at this. Oh no, Richard, great. Wait and see what Dad's gonna do to your puppies when he finds out. I'll make dog food out of them. Richard, please, don't do that to us. Don't do that, Richard. Richard, please. He ignored his brother's pleas and ran to tell his father. Soon the father came out with a shotgun. He was going to shoot the puppies. The boy continued to beg and plead that he would feed them himself, but the father wouldn't listen. The boy's pleas turned to anger. He barked like a dog at these two so-called family members. The bullet broke one of his fingers. It bounced off the wall and into his spine. The father then realized he had gotten into trouble in his rage. He wanted to go into the dog cage to check it out, but was dissuaded by his brother. He told his father to go back inside, and he would take care of it. But when he was confronted by his brother, who had fallen to the ground, he angrily rebuked him for acting like an animal. He threw his brother a handkerchief and turned away and left. The dogs were left whimpering anxiously. The boy silently dressed the wound. He put the broken finger into a plastic bag. Then, with difficulty, he crawled to the corner and took out a magazine. He pointed to the police car on it and said to one of the puppies, "You see this car? I want you to find them and give this to the police. You see that car in the picture?" And so the opening scene happened. The boy was freed but could never walk again. The bullet was stuck in his spine in a position too dangerous for doctors to remove. The brutal father and brother went to prison. He was sent to an orphanage and forced to be separated from the dogs that depended on him. His tragic childhood left him with no faith in mankind.